Alright guys, it's Sunday morning. I am going to be taking apart this cluster because we got to make our own pretty much, but we're going to use the layout of this one. We're just going to probably put a metal plate where this is and then put our own gauges in it. Davey is still working on wiring. He's got all the lights hooked up that are working. The passenger blinkers not wanting to work, so he's got to figure that out. We're thinking it might be in the column or it just might be wiring in general. So we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun for the next 15 minutes.
Alright. This one in here. Make myself a line here so I can cut this. Now I'm going to cut this down, the metal piece that goes on the back of the cluster, because we don't need it. And we're gonna make our own plate to put our own gauges in, so I'll be cutting this in half. This is the piece. This is the piece we will be using, but we'll be putting a sheet of metal in it for our gauges to go in. And then that will tie these two together. This holds this together. Just like that right there. That'll hold that together. Yeah, we won't be using any of this. All up. And we have to find us a piece of metal to go in here. A flat piece of steel, kind of thicker than what I have, to put our gauges in. I found a piece of aluminum that I think is gonna work. So I got the front face of the cluster laid out and traced around. Now I've got to cut it. Davey got all the wiring to all the lights done, all the blinkers working, everything. I am putting loom on all the wiring to hide some of the wiring. And Davey is over here cutting out the cluster for the gauges. Huh?
Not find me. So, anyways, gotta cut the big one out for the speedo. Might share it, attack, speedo. I don't know yet. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Monday morning, raining outside, nasty day, but anyway, I'm hooking up gauges. I just went with a GPS speedometer. I'm going with the 12 valve automatic 47 RE, but mechanical temp and oil pressure. But I'm busy hooking them up. Megan's got a truck to tell y'all about.
So we got a call last night from our buddy Tracy at Boot Up Garage down in Maynard. His buddy that he helped build this truck, Matt, was ready to sell it. So we went down there and looked at it and we brought it home. So I want to check it out. It's a 1987. Beautiful inside and out.
These guys do amazing work. Like, totally opposite than what we do, you know? But, yeah, the truck is absolutely gorgeous. 6-inch lift, 33. Everything's new under it. Got some fancy gauges. Twin stick. I mean, even the door's shut easy. Cow hood. I mean, tell me this ain't beautiful. Look at that. Cold AC. Not that we need it right now, but beautiful truck.
Beautiful. So we picked it up, pretty happy with it, but we are going to be selling it. So if you're interested, give us a holler. I'm going to get the cab. I'm going to get the cab cleaned out. It's got some stuff we need to vacuum out, and we'll clean the floorboards up so we can put the dyno mat in it and the new rubber mat and stuff in it. Davey's got the dash looking pretty good over there. We got a seat cover coming because I don't like the maroon seat in it, but it is a good seat. It's been redone before. So we're gonna keep that seat, just put probably a black seat cover over it since I can't find a teal one to match. We are going to install the cab lights. Try.
See anything up in there?
Yep.
Give me that wire, that roll of wire.
Baby wire?
Yep. Yep. fish this through each one.
Each of those?
Each one.
Do you want this wire back?
And that close hanger work too.
It's a little dirty wire. Need me up there?
I need something like a needle nose or something like that.
I have the dice in it if you want it.
I'm gonna reach in the tiny hole and pull the wire out.
Gotcha. Come on here.
I had it and I disappeared. Where did it go?
This one won't pull up through there, will it?
Huh?
This one, it won't move.
If I get to the end of it, it might.
Try to make sure it won't move. Got them all? Got me to get the lights and bring them in?
Lights, wire strippers, black tape, I got it.
Got black tape, wire strippers, crimpers.
I'd say that.
I got the mat put in, glued down. We're waiting on our rubber mat that we bought off LMC to go in this. Maybe it'll make it in the next day or two. Davey's wiring in the cab lights now.
Oh, yeah.
I can only get so fancy.
Done it.
Let's try the cat lights. Woo, they all on. Look at that, all the lights work.
We are gonna try and get new covers because these are really faded, and one of them's even faded so bad it's white. But all my lights working except the tail lights, got the signals working. I wired these up with the headlights so they'll quit going off.
Rock on. I got all the loom put in yesterday. That'll make your fingers hurt. It blended in really good too. Waiting on the radiator. It's supposed to be here today sometime. And then we can try to figure out what we're gonna do about the intercooler, because it is bigger than we expected it to be. And we don't have very much room for radiator intercooler. Intercooler. Intercooler.
Yeah.
I got one more wire to put a loom on. The wires that run over to these lights, I need to put loom on those.
Loom on it, and then we'll use them rust hose to zip tight so it won't flip back over.
I mean, that works.
Rust hose are very nice sometimes. Anyways. So we got the radiator in finally. So what we did, we built one of these with Cummins in it once before. We actually, because there ain't no room in these trucks with the fender wells and stuff, to line them up with the tires. What we did on the other one was remove the motor back 3 inches before we put the cab on. I didn't want to do it again, just simple being lazy. So what my plan is to cut this brace out right here, set the radiator down in there, and figure out how to make this go back over to where it can bolt on and off in case I need to move the radiator. But that's what we're gonna try to attempt tonight. But yeah, hindsight, wishing I'd have just moved the motor back like I knew I should. I didn't, and I'm not taking the cab back off to do it now. So we'll figure it out, but that's where we're headed.
Activities now.
Barely. Move that radiator comes out of the way. My goodness.
Put it down there, in there farther than I figured it would. How close is it?
It's hitting the motor. It's actually not going to work.
That's not cool, bro.
Not like that. I have to flip the fan around and wire it up the other way.
So it'll be on this side pulling
And push.
or push.
Right now it's pulling. Oh, it's Tuesday. We haven't done a whole bunch of much today. We've been working on the Tahoe. Nobody wants to see that. But anyway, we did manage to somewhat get the radiator in. We got the radiator in. We're not going to hook up the hoses just yet. We had to build some brackets. Like I said yesterday, hindsight, I should have just went ahead and moved the motor back 3 or 4 inches. I knew better, but now that I've already started, I'm too stubborn to do it now. I'm not going to. I said to myself, I'm going to make this work no matter what. I did. It's working. It's tight and it's touching the hood latch, but the hood does close. But yeah, we just ain't got much to do till the transmission gets back. So we've not been recording much today at all. But just giving y'all a little update. The radiator is there. It will be coming right back out because I've got to run other things, the belt. Eliminating the AC, don't need it. Don't plan on driving this truck for actual work. It's more of a show-off piece. I'm not gonna say show truck because it's not that quality. Even though we do show them, it's a show-off truck in my opinion. Kind of like Green Mile and our other things. We like the rougher stuff. Anyways, that's what we got done today. Other than, like I said, we was working on Tahoe. But talk to y'all tomorrow. Hopefully our transmission will be done. He did call, say he was working on it today, putting a manual valve body in. But we'll let y'all know. Have a good one.
Just a few intercooler pipes. So it's Wednesday morning. We're really just waiting on parts. Napa had to order the belts. We can't even put the belt on. There was a few other parts we were waiting on. The intercooler, we actually decided to order a smaller one, so we will not be using this one. It's bigger than we thought it was gonna be. So this morning we're just kind of doing little piddly stuff that's left to do until parts come in. Transmission we should be able to go get today, hopefully by this evening. He did call yesterday. Other than that, I mean, we're just waiting. Once the transmission goes in, we got a lot we can do because we got to cut down the frame because the Cummins was a long bed extended cab, so we get to do that. And we'll keep you updated on it.
So we're killing time waiting on the transmission. We decided to mount and balance the tires. So that's where we're at right now. He did call yesterday and say he was working on the transmission, but he hadn't ever done a manual valve body in a 47RE, so he needed the instructions for some reason. Didn't come with them. We emailed the people at Fire Pump. They emailed us the directions. He's got them now. And we're just waiting on him to call and say it's done so we can go get it, put it in, and then we will start chopping the frame down. I believe Friday we're going to end up taking the bed off the other truck that we're going to use on that truck and probably install the hay bed on my neighbor's truck. So we might not get this truck done this week, but then again we might.
It's Thursday morning and we are going to be taking this bed off of this truck. It's our neighbor's truck and we're going to be putting this bed on farmhand. And on the 96 Cummins, when we got it, there was a hay bed on it, so he's going to get the hay bed, so we're just swapping beds today for him. And then when we get our transmission back, we will be hopefully cutting down the frame and then we'll be putting the hay bed over on his truck. We got the bed swapped over. We got the hay bed on our neighbor's truck for him. And I've done washed this one that come off his. It's a skirted for a dually because we are doing a dually. It's a pretty good looking bed. I'm gonna have to replace the lid there. But other than that, I mean, it's a good looking bed. Now we're just waiting on picking our transmission up. He did say he would probably have it done today. So hopefully this evening we're going to get the transmission. We can get the transmission in, get the frame cut down, and get the new flatbed put on. And we should, after that, be about ready to throw the rims and tires on it and take it down the road and see what happens. We'll keep y'all updated. We got the transmission back. We got the tranny back. We just got back from picking it up. So we got to put torque converter back in it and then put the transfer case in it, on it. And then we will be putting it back in the truck tonight.
Probably most of it. We'll get probably get the tranny in, get the transfer case on. I probably will quit by then. It's already starting to get late. I've got to hook up wiring. But he did get the manual valve body in for me, so I got to hook up all my shifter, shift linkage, which I bought the B&M.
Fire.
Yeah, but anyways, I bought fire punk, I bought all the fancy stuff. But anyways, got to get all that in, and like I said, probably tonight we're just probably going to put the transmission. It's been a long day. Transmission, transfer case on, get it bolted up, cross member, and then tomorrow I'll do the drive shaft. I got to have back one built. Get it wired up, get the shifter in it, and I can at least pull it out here to get the bed put on with the front end. So that's what we're gonna try tonight, and we'll let y'all know how this goes.
We got the tranny back in, the transfer case. Davey was just finishing up putting the bolt back in the transfer case and tighten them down. But it's getting late, so we're gonna call it a night. But transmission is back in, and so is transfer case. Tomorrow he's gonna start hooking up the shifter for it. It's also a fire punk, and then we'll go from there.
Good morning, it's Friday. I am going to install the B&M shifter, which I have to run wires down because it has toggle switches, which we'll show y'all some of that in the process. Gonna have to run the cable. It's full manual valve body, which means I will be shifting it myself every time. Even when I slow down, I've got to go back to second to first, turn the toggle switches off for overdrive and lockup. But I've got to figure out how to run everything and wire it up, which I'm going to read the instructions, and we'll let y'all know how that's going.
So this is our bracket to go in the cab for the shifter. It's from Fire Punk. I'm making a bracket, so I gotta cut that shape out to go bolt on this shape to weld that to our other bracket that's going in the floor.
this down here a little bit.
My bottle is ready to go. It actually didn't catch on fire like I expected it to. Got a fire, Captain.
I think that'll work. I gotta weld that still. That other bracket.
Alright, we got the shifter mounted in the cab. Had to build a new bracket for the bottom and another bracket for the floor. Shifter then, everything's hooked up. We've got it hooked up to the transmission also. It's shifting nice and smooth. Now Davey's got to wire it up for the overdrive. Alright, we got it sold. Our guy's gonna pick it up in a few minutes. He's our transport guy, and he'll be taking it to the new owner.
Hey, it's Saturday. We had a Christmas party this morning, so it's after 12. We didn't get hardly anything done yesterday. We had so much company. We normally don't work on companies here, but we're gonna try and get the shifter wired up now because we got it in. We got the cable run. I got to put the wires on it, get it wired up, front drive shaft. Gonna have to have a back drive shaft made. Try to get that on. Pulley, so I can get the radiator and everything in today, hopefully. I have to, so the tensioner pulley, because I eliminated the AC, I'm having to get a special pulley. They don't make one apparently for this truck, because now I'm going from smooth to grooved. So, yeah, I found one that works, but I'm gonna have to make it work right. But anyways, I'll show y'all some of that. Anyway, here we go. So what I've done is, this is the old pulley. Like I was saying earlier, since I took the air conditioner off, the belt's actually gonna be running. I got a shorter belt, but the belt's actually gonna be running. It needs to be grooved now because it's the way I've rerouted it. It needs to be grooved. So I come up with this, my parts store did. Everything works great, except the bearing on this one was thicker, and this one I'm gonna be hitting inside here, and it's not gonna be lined up. So what I come up with, I beat the bearings out of this old one, cut one down. I needed a spacer. So what I've come up with is, with one of the old bearings, it takes up the space I need. And now on this has also got some shank on it. It'll fit in the rest of that and be perfect. So we're gonna try it and see what happens.
All right, guys, it's Saturday evening. We did get a lot accomplished this evening after our Christmas party, so I'll show you what all we got done. We got the radiator put back in, all the pulleys worked, got the belt on, hoses hooked up, so that's all ready to go. We got the shifter in, all wired up, ready to go. Also got the 4x4 pole in and hooked up, so it's ready to go. We're pretty much down to tomorrow. We'll be cutting the frame down and going from there. It shouldn't be very hard since these are riveted together frames, and then we just cut and slide back together, bolt back together, and weld together. We did also get the front drive shaft put in today. So we got a lot accomplished for being gone most of the day, but it's Christmas time, so we have to do the family stuff, which we actually really enjoy. So we'll keep you updated. Like I said, tomorrow after church, we plan on cutting the frame down, and then maybe Monday be able to set the bed over on it.